With the development of new technologies that use natural resources more efficiently, the overall consumption of those resources might be expected to decrease. Economists have observed that improvements in efficiency often correlate negatively with resource blank. Efficiency gains lowering the cost of use may increase demand to the extent that resource consumption ultimately rises.
So, in question number 26, we are talking about the development of new technologies that use resources more efficiently. So, if the resources are used more efficiently, then what will happen? The overall consumption of those resources might be expected to decrease. So, if we are using more efficiently, then those resources. But what about economists? What they have observed is that improvements in efficiency often correlate negatively with resource conservation. They're actually, even though the resource use has become efficient, still it correlates negatively with resource conservation. Though efficiency gains. Why that's happening? Because it lowers the cost of use, and because the cost has reduced, that will instead increase the demand to the extent that resource consumption ultimately rises. So, if we take an example, let's say a phone, we need to use some resources like gold and silver also to make the phone, let's say, tiny bits of it. And as the more latest come, maybe less amount of gold and silver needs to be used. So, the price comes down. That means more people will start buying this. And then again, the resource consumption will rise because the price has come down. Many more people want to buy it now. So, that's an example. So, which should we choose? So if you said C, well done. Choice C is the best answer. The convention being tested is the use of punctuation within a sentence. This choice correctly uses a comma to separate the supplementary adverb though from the preceding main clause. So preceding main clause is all the way from economists up till conservation and then comma, and uses a semicolon to join the next main clause, and after that we have the semicolon after though, and uses a semicolon to join the next main clause which starts from efficiency gains. So after we put the semicolon after though, we have the next main clause which starts from efficiency gains and all the way up till rises to the rest of the sentence. Further, placing the semicolon after though indicates that the information in the preceding main clause, that means improvements in efficiency often correlate negatively with resource conservation, is contrary to what might be assumed from the information in the previous sentence, which is resource consumption would be expected to decrease with the development of new, more efficient technologies.
Choice A is incorrect because it results in a comma splice. Commas can't be used in this way to punctuate a supplementary word or phrase between two main clauses. Choice B is incorrect because it fails to mark the boundary between the two main clauses, economists and though, and efficiency gains and rises, with appropriate punctuation. Moreover, placing the semicolon after conservation illogically indicates that the information in the next clause, gains in efficiency may lead to an increase in resource consumption, is contrary to the information in the previous clause. Improvements in efficiency often correlate negatively with resource conservation. Choice D is incorrect because placing a comma after conservation illogically indicates that the information in the next clause, gains in efficiency may lead to an increase in resource consumption, is contrary to the information in the previous clause. Improvements in efficiency often correlate negatively with resource conservation.